Alright, what's up everybody? So today's video, I kind of just want to get into something a little bit deeper of a message to start your 2020 off. First two things though, like I always say, you guys need to have confidence and make a positive message out of something excuse me, negative that came within your life or you've experienced, because it will definitely help you, whether it's in gaming, whether it's in your real life, and whether it's whatever you're trying to do. Those two go together, confidence and positivity. But what I want to bring up in this video is bullying or hating or whatever is going on with your life, where someone is trying to make you feel a certain way or make you feel little or less than what you are in any way, shape, or form. So basically, guys, what bullying is, it is definitely someone trying to instill fear or control you, make you feel less than what you are, take advantage of your vulnerability, or simply just, intimidate you in any way, shape, or form, and maybe even physically harm you. Okay, so before I even get into my experiences with gaming, bullying, because I've never had that happen to me in IRL, and if you can relate to this in any way, just, I'll give you my responses on how I dealt with my experience, because, well, didn't know I actually dealt with something like that until I thought about it. And how today it's crazy how the people or the person respond to me. So yeah, you have to tell yourselves that you are proud of yourselves and everything that you do, and that as a human being you definitely love yourself as a person. And if you have to change things that maybe are negative in your everyday life, then change them, you know what I'm saying? But don't let anybody change the positives that come from you or make you feel less than who you are because of those positives. Okay, so you got to tell yourself that. And also you have to talk to somebody, because if you don't, especially in earlier on in high school years, if you don't, it could probably most likely get worse. I know it's embarrassing, but guys, when you get older, if somebody tries to put their hands on you, even when you're younger, but more so when you're older outside of school, guess what it's called? The cops. I'm just saying, it's called the cops. That's all I'm saying. But things are very similar as you get older, but when you get older, it's more words. I would say people aren't too inclined to put their hands on you, but it just depends on the person, I guess. But whatever it is, I'm going to start off my story. And the first thing I want to bring up, if everybody used to follow me in 5, or if you haven't, there was a booting problem. And towards the beginning of 6, end of Dead or Alive 5 last round, I did this big thing where I was alerting people on what it was, how illegal it was, and what you could potentially do to protect yourself from it. Okay, well, that person or those people that were doing that, guys, they wanted control. They wanted to put intimidation over you for whatever reason. Okay, and one of the main things that you have got to do is take control of the situation yourself. And so what I did was, I wasn't afraid. I didn't stand down. I definitely stood up for myself and for other people. But you've got to take control of the situation, okay? Because if you don't, it won't stop, because you're allowing the situation and the other person, quote unquote, the bully, the harasser, the abusive one, whatever relationship or friendship or situation you're dealing with, it's going to keep happening. Okay, but to those people that do it, this video isn't just for the people that have it happen, but it's for the people that do it. And for those people, I don't know what happened to them, but I just want them to think about what it would have been like if it would have happened to them. Really look at yourself and think, well, what if they did that to me and they kept doing it to me? No matter how much I tried to stand up for myself, what if they kept doing it? And how awful that could have been for not only you, but the people in your personal life. You know what I'm saying? That live with you. You affect more than just that person. So just think about that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody does when they make decisions. So that little booting thing, that was that. But that's one thing and one experience gaming wise that I had to deal with. Another thing is, well, before I actually get into that other thing, guys, we are not perfect, and I will be the first to tell you that I am not perfect, and we all mess up. We all make mistakes, and we all mess up. And we do things we are not proud of. And basically, a situation a few years ago, I definitely faced my fate with it, and definitely faced it right in the face, and handled it, and did not run from it. And basically, on my live stream, I told people, listen, I understand if you don't like me now, and thank you to those who are still here and supporting me. You know what I'm saying? But, and this is literally what I said, if you don't, you know, support me now, which I understand, or you don't want to be cool now, which I understand, don't come back later, because usually in the DOA community, y'all, people only want to come back for things when they're trying to use you, or just false, you know, false friendship, and I don't do that. So that's that backstory, because it's going to make sense later on. So basically, y'all, the first thing that I want to cover is not as big as the last thing. So one thing that did happen, I used to make breakdowns in 5. I never talked through them, but I did write out everything, and it took hours to do, okay? Hours. But I did it for people, not expecting anything in return. Now here's the deal. Known players or people that I've spoken to would say things, or if I found something, me and Subway would find things, literally these words would come out of their mouths, or quote unquote their fingers. Old news, this has been around for a long time, yet y'all ain't nobody put this on YouTube, right? I ain't seen it. Or why would you tell somebody to throw here when they could get blown up for it? Now keep in mind, I never ever said it. I would just do the increment of each string and pretty much tell you what it was. So if someone stopped right there and you knew it, you would know exactly what everything is. I didn't try to miss anything. But the person I think would say it and find something to say about the stuff that I would do negatively for whatever reason, maybe because it wasn't them and it was their character, maybe because it was something that they didn't find and I was getting attention for it, you know what I'm saying? Because to a lot of some of these people, I will say, I don't really know how many, but a good amount is more of the word. A good amount of people, if they don't get attention for something, they like to shut other people down. If they don't get recognized or something, especially in this community, they like to shut other people down. So that was the only explanation I really had for it. I never understood why. Like, it didn't hurt me, and I wasn't really upset. It just confused the living shit out of me. Like, why are you being hateful? Like, it's stuff that doesn't need to be said is what confuses you, because you can say good job, but then when you add that unnecessary comment, you know, what was the point? It's just being hateful. And that good job in the end is usually tends to be false, y'all. It tends to be false. So you can't believe everything you hear. But how I dealt with that is I kept moving on and just ignored it, because I put hours into that, and it definitely helped people. And for people that are more sensitive to things, you have to tell yourself that you are proud of yourself, and you do have to tell yourself that this is what I did. This is what I came up with. This is how I did it, and I'm proud of it. And No one else can take this away from me that I've done, okay? You have to tell yourself that and keep moving on, because someone's always going to have something to say about you, and it may not always be good. So that's another little form, but an easier form to go get rid of and ignore of bullying. But here's the bigger part. So I told y'all I definitely had a mess up in the past and definitely moved on from it successfully, and just kept pushing through. Okay, so how do I want to start this? I want to start this by saying, you ever hear of the cool kids, you guys, like whatever groups that you see in school or even college or even just out in the open or gaming? There is this group of cool kids, and dead or alive, okay? It's what I view them as, because if you don't click well with them, you get attacked. You do at some point get attacked, and it's usually not always direct. Or if you are friends and something happens, you get attacked. So they're the kids, like if you reject them, the cool kids just never get rejected, right? So basically, with these cool kids, after that whole situation happened, and the first thing I told you about the breakdowns, that happened after the whole situation I had too, but that was more minor. But this one, you know, these people, I would see them in this competitive group turn helpful posts that could help people or questions people ask into something so toxic that they were afraid to ask questions literally in the group. And I know it because the questions became less and less and less. So I would start putting certain things up, and they would do it to me too, or have something to say, or have a little side comment. And at first it was kind of ha ha ha, okay, cool. But then it just gets to a point where, okay, do you have to be so shady all the time? And that's what I asked one day, y'all. Do you have to be so shady all the time? Like, can you just be normal for once, or is this just how you always are? And one of them goes and brings up the situation I had, and claps back after I've confronted them for doing something maybe they shouldn't have been doing. So part of when people are bullying or picking with you or harassment consistently, if you do call them out, if they have something over you that they think they have over you, they are going to flip the script and make themselves look good and point out a flaw of you that you have, or point out something that happened to you or something you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will flip that every time. And that kept happening on every occasion and instance. Every time I would call them out for talking about me, or just the things that they were doing. But then it calmed down. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Subway's a very, 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 very good friend. He's been the greatest friend to me, because he is somebody, when my back was turned, always knew and found things that was being said about me and him. Okay? And he told me things that were said, and showed me, not just told me, literally showed me the evidence, the proof, the clips of the tone of voice that people would have. It was almost like it was disgust, jealousy, and hatred. It was just nasty. Or just little side comments that was said that shouldn't have been. And a long time ago, y'all remember I made that video, and it stated how my name was being shot down and brought down upon. You know what I'm saying? And at that moment, that was the last straw for me, because I'm like, this person was not only talking behind my back and on the side, because it wasn't for me to hear. I wasn't there, clearly. I mean, even if it's said on a stream, I'm not in there, so you say it anyway. But this person would be nice to me at the same time. And y'all, I've never done anything to hurt anybody, literally, and I've always been nice to people. That's just how I came up. I've always been supporting. I've always helped people in the community. I've always been nice in general, and I was nice to this person and these people. And this particular person, every time they would go out to tournaments and every time they would go out to do something competitive, I was always there supporting them. You know, messaging, and I would do this for a few people, but I messaged them, and you know, they would say, "You are always so supporting of me. Thank you," and all this awesome stuff, and would give a compliment back, and even started to support me and Sub's YouTube and subscribed. But at the same time, would talk about the both of us, and I never understood that. Okay, and one day I thought to myself, you know, maybe this person is just using my words and keeping me around, using my words of support to fuel their own ego, because there's no way you can just not like somebody and let them support you. That's a horrible thing to do, you know what I mean? I just couldn't understand it. So I had enough one day when a final comment was made, and it was really trying to make me trash my name down, and it was on stream, and I said, okay, I saw it because of my friend. And there was also another friend in that party, y'all, that was streaming, and they did not say anything to me about those incidents. And I know they were talking, that person I've caught twice being around, and you know, when I confronted the people about it, the group that was talking about us, I'm gonna get to that other friend in a minute, but the group that I was talking about, they got confronted by me after I've blocked them. So let's go to that. I blocked them first, y'all, because I said to myself, it's not worth having people around that are gonna be talking behind your back, and if your back turned, you can't trust them to turn your back. There's no point in trying to work the situation out. I took control of the situation, y'all. They were not gonna keep bashing my name into the ground and keep bringing up a situation that was old, and every time I confronted them, they want to turn it on me. You know, that's not gonna keep happening. And I was never afraid to say anything, but they would definitely try to shut me down and shut me up and stop all that. And that's just how you do it when you feel you're a bigger name or you're somebody of importance, and you're being a form of a bully. And they would do this to other people. I would see it for a year straight. That's all I saw, and I said, you know what, I'm done. I blocked both of them because I knew if they were going to continue to do that, I wasn't going to be able to see it if I blocked it, because I was all about positivity and I just didn't want to see it. And when I tell you, when I took control of that situation, what were they gonna do? They wonder why did this happen? You couldn't do this. You can't reject the cool kids type of attitude. I'm telling you, because as soon as it happened and they found out, all hell broke loose as if they didn't do anything wrong. And more people started getting asked questions instead of just messaging me on something that they were unblocked on. Because I didn't block them on PSN. I couldn't see that crap on PSN. It wasn't visual for me to see negativity. But that's what I did, and then I finally had the decency, again, taking control of the situation, y'all. I had the decency to message them and explain to them why I did it, okay? Once they knew. And I send them each, not in a group, but each different messages, because you have to separate people. You have different reasons for doing things, and a key factor, if you want to ask the person that's doing stuff to you or why they're doing things to you, because I was always nice to everybody. I'm just like, why would you let me support you and support me and my friend back, but talk about us and say the horrible things that you say about us? And I'm gonna tell you, my friend Subway didn't have anything to do with it. He was just being a good friend to me, and some of the stuff that this person would say about him, you don't say about people. And one of them was like, oh, he's always on my hip, or he is, you know, riding coattails of me, and or my puppet, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, because he was being a good friend. That was literally what was said, and because he associated with me. And so when bullies can't control you, they try to control the environment around you. So they try to ruin you and tarnish your name and get people involved, and the friends around you, they try to do things to them to kind of get at you. I'm telling you, that is, if I'm telling y'all, take control of the situation. Don't let people do shit like that to you. So I message these people separately, and I tell them, one of them I say, listen, I don't understand why you're supporting us and then talking about us. That's fake. That's wrong. And then they start bringing up the whole situation again and saying how I'm the last person that should be talking about fake and this, when I've completely moved on with what is called growth as a person and continue to prosper and grow. And I'm simply asking why you are doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm not doing anything to you and you flip it around. So I said, you know what, you're a lost cause. I'm not about to sit here and try to do it and block them again. The friend, I just told him, listen, I literally said, you are a hype man for this negative ass behavior, and y'all friendship is like a form of toxicity, because the things that y'all say and do to people is terrible. Like, and then that person is in denial, so they don't try to do anything but get into so much shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I said, I gotta cut these people off completely. There's no fixing anything. There's no getting answers, because it's always going to be about the attention. It's always going to be about the control. Okay? And I took that control. So if y'all are dealing with people like that, stop. Once you confront somebody about being wrong about something and they try to flip it on you, and you accept the things you do and you face it and move on, but they just keep throwing stuff at you to throw intimidation and make you seem vulnerable and take control of the situation, get the fuck out of there and take control of that. Don't let that situation control you. Get them people out your life, and if it's hard to avoid them people, like I said, then go talk to somebody to get them out of your life, because it's very possible. Okay, so here the story continues here, and over time I ignored. After the whole thing, I streamed, and I never once talked bad about them. I don't air dirty laundry out. I keep it within me, or maybe somebody that I trust, and explain to them what happened. But they were on stream talking about me, and like I said, if you can't control the person directly, then you're gonna do what you can to destroy the stuff around them and try to make them feel less than what they are. Because when that person sat there and tried to shit on me and make it seem like what I do is nothing, and what the things that I'm doing are nothing, and that they are higher than me in status, and tried to make that clear because of where they are in the game, I'm like, you have lost your mind. And for that person, I don't care if these people are watching, I don't care if they say what they say after it, and I hope you watch it, because there is a message for you in here. So just keep watching. And if you don't, oh well. But anyway, they would talk bad about me, and I had people coming to my stream with this negative ass shit, and it was to the point where I just had to speak up, because sometimes you do have to defend yourself and tell people, no, this is what happened. Speak your piece a little bit and then just move on. Like, you don't have to keep doing it. The people that keep talking about it, there's a reason why they kept talking about me after the fact of the moving on. They were so bothered by me and even my friends, y'all, because this group does things out of jealousy, and they will comment it on a friend's success that I've had. Like, one of my friends' success, they say bad shit about that. They try to downplay it. There's people they will talk about me, and we really wouldn't do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows that bully y'all, truly you control them indirectly, because your emotions, your fear fuels them. Your intimidation, your vulnerability, and you letting them control you fuels them. But if they have nothing, they're getting nothing out of you, and you block that negativity out and you take away that control, they go crazy because they don't have anything else. You fuel them, you control what they do, what they say, because they only act based off of what you do, if that makes sense. So in this game and world, like I always tell you, to be confident and Don't let people tell you what you should do and what you should be proud of. That's part of it. And that's fueled me to get better at all these games. Even in my real life, it's actually elevated my confidence. And I'm telling y'all, some of the stuff I just said I wouldn't be able to do, I freaking did it. Whether it was in my college classes, some of the hardest classes I've had and hardest semesters I've surpassed with 4.0s, 3.8s, freaking making it in these games, going higher at my job. Like, it's stuff. This stuff has literally elevated me, y'all. It's even at my lowest points in life is went up. And it's funny because to the people that do this to other people, or the people that do this to me and my friends and try to say things about us, listen, you will never have the moments we have, the fun we have, the trust we have, and all the stuff that we have built as a friendship because you are acting like that. You won't have none of that. Karma is waiting around the corner right for you if you keep doing it. And it's probably already in effect as it is. Believe it or not. Because it's wrong to do that to people. It's not okay. So, y'all, I continue to move on. I continue to live, and I just let them do it because every supporter I have, I thank y'all. And it didn't matter to me what other people had to say because I continue to do what I do today. Okay? And it's funny because let's move on because this is going to continue. One day I was playing one of them and they were talking about me, so I retaliated with a teabag. I was like, alright, cool, teabag. Whatever, keep it within the game. Not harmless little teabag, right? So, that made him mad. And I learned a lot about that person that day. But when I went into that stream, y'all, a couple of things was said. There was a lot of manipulation of the situation. They had the control because they had the voice, and I only had the typing. But what they said, one of the things they said was talking about my situation, when that happened, nobody really liked you, but I was one of the only people being nice to you. That is what they said. I was willing to be your friend. And y'all, that is not true because I kept all the friends that I have and gained so many more supporters after. So they made it seem like I was vulnerable. And because of them, they gave me that slight joy or whatever. Okay. Secondly, they say you come in here and you try to turn people on me. You're a liar and you will always be a liar. And that's all you ever are. I don't do anything to anybody and people always turn on me. That's what they said. And you come in here and you try to get people to turn on me. And I said, I never once have tried to get someone to turn on you. I've never done it. And it was crazy. It was so much manipulation that I think they even believe themselves. When have I ever tried to turn any of you guys on anybody? I've only went over experiences that have happened to me, and I've turned them into positives. And I don't even really talk about the people, nor do I really bash the people. If I was trying to turn people on someone, I would put your name everywhere and say this person is a horrible person. But you know what? No, I'm not doing that. But and it's, for them, it's like for y'all to do what y'all do to people, it's crazy how y'all do all this to people, but y'all are the most insecure people in the community. How? And I also looked at it as the other person being that Turner player, having that maybe more influential platform. I thought to myself, I'm like, I thought you were more influential than me. I did view you as a good player, I guess, if you want to say higher status, but when I saw who you really were, then I realized that I was above you, and not literally like above as a human, but like positivity and confidence, because I don't care what people have to say about me. I just kind of get asked questions on why you feel that way, and I still decided to stand up for myself, even though that person was more influential in a sense, game wise. Maybe not as a person, but game wise. And it's just about the attention with it. I just learned so much that helped me and fueled me. But y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Later on in the time frame, which is a current day, that same person. Now keep in mind, I've messaged these people and have ran into them in matches. And I'll say good game. I'm a nice person. I'm not a hateful person. I do forgive, but I don't forget. It doesn't mean the competitively nice sportsmanship that I have is friendship, because I'm not a fool. This person sent me a friend request randomly. No words behind it, just randomly. And I accepted it because my mindset was, you took that hand and slapped me in the back of the head several times until I said no, more from you. And you took that same hand and tried to shake my hand falsely with it once again. A fool will always think you a fool, and the fool will stick their hand out and try to shake your hand. And if you shake that hand, that fool's hand, y'all will also be a fool. I took the hand that he tried to falsely shake my hand with and stumped on it by deleting him 2 days later, because I knew he was only using me to get games. And I asked, you don't like me, but you send me a friend request. I don't even care if it's over a console. You don't be friends with somebody you like, and you don't play with somebody you like or don't like. And I got a message and it said, wow, or oh. It is funny to me because they just openly admitted that they only want to play with me for matches, or added me for matches. Deleting me before games? LOL, okay. Excuse me? Who do you think I am? You don't do stuff like that to me. You don't try to make me feel less than what I am, and you do not try to use my words to fuel yourself just to shut me down, or at least try to. And then later on, a couple of years later, shake my hand and try to give me a false handshake for some games. And I always say, it's funny how karma works, because it seems to me that you're getting bored playing the same people and you're losing maybe people, because there's no way you could have all this, all of your achievements, all your accomplishments, all this attention around you, but still focus on me and still want me to be a part of your day in some way. I don't wake up every morning thinking about you, but maybe you do thinking about me. And I had to tell myself, that's why I say, without you, those people don't have much, because they can speak on you, they can be bothered by you, but if you're not paying no mind and growing and doing your thing. And I thank y'all every day for supporting me, because without y'all, this growth ain't possible. A growth as a person, maybe it is possible without other people, but not as a YouTube and as a platform. I'm not super big, but I'm definitely growing. I'm not doing this to grow. I just like to make videos. But I thank y'all for that. That person, why am I still the topic of conversation? Why are my friends still the topic of conversation? Why do you dislike us so much? Is it because the cool kids got rejected? Because y'all, with that friend request, I took control once again. I had the control to accept it, and I also deleted it. I cut the shit off again. I started my year cutting it off, because you don't do me like that. If I'm kind to you, I don't care what I've done in the past. I've definitely gotten past it, but you don't treat me bad if I'm not treating you bad, if that makes sense. Because I've never tried to treat anybody with malice or malicious ways with my actions. So yeah, you just don't do that. And the one thing I want y'all to say to the people that do this to y'all, that try to intimidate, manipulate, control, and take advantage of vulnerability, I want y'all to say this. Listen, I am who I am. I love who I am, and I'm proud of what I do, the positive things that I do, and I will continue to do the positive things that I do. You are not going to control me, my life, or the environment around me, which is your friends. And you can watch from a distance as I grow as a person while you continue to crumble. Not everybody is angels, y'all, icons, role models that they think you are, or that you think they are. I mean, and vice versa for the bullies that we think you are. Because when that spotlight turns off, you become a normal human being. And when people dim the lights when it's time to go to sleep, you do have to live with everything that you have done to other people. And truthfully, it's a light that comes deep out at some point, and it shines at the very center of who you are, and people can see all the nasty things that you do. And I won't, and this is also for the people that do this, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't hate the people that did that to me or other people. I don't hate them. Yes, I have retaliated back and maybe said, I haven't really said anything crazy. I just asked questions, but like the teabagging thing and the, you know, yeah, we are human beings and we gonna retaliate, but I've never once done what they've done to me. You know what I'm saying? Just more of a standing up for yourself type of thing. I don't hate them. I don't care if they don't like me. I don't particularly like them, but that doesn't stop me from being the person that I am today, gaming or anything. And I'm gonna thank them because they have made me a stronger player. That definitely fueled me. And thank all the people that continue to hate and say I can't, or that I don't deserve, or that I am not this or that, because you just get proved wrong each and every year. I don't have to be you to be successful. I don't have to be you to be cool. I don't have to be you to be different. It's something people want to see or hear. Not me, not Subway, not any of my other friends. You wonder why growth is so essential for you and you feel it is necessary. But by doing that to people, you're not going anywhere. You know what's funny, y'all? The person, when I went into that person's stream, you know what they said? And nobody said a fucking thing about it, and it baffles me. You damn right I'm gonna continue to talk about people. Who's gonna do anything about it? Or nobody's gonna say anything, and if somebody has something to say it right now. People must have been scared to say something, because I don't know what kind person says that, but I do know that a bully says it. Bullies fool each other or fuel each other, you guys, and they may even talk about each other. But without you, they don't have that energy to feed off of, and they have to find a new host. Like a virus. A virus will sit there and use you, make you feel bad until you fight it off and take control. Right? Your body not going down without a fight, and neither should you. Because the mental piece, that dome piece, is one of the most powerful pieces in the entire world of a body part that you have developed. That is what drives you, and don't let nobody control that. Too many bad things happen, whether it's gaming, whether it's in real life, because of people that do things like they tried to do to me, or the booters, or people that just simply try to comment. You wonder why YouTubers shut their social medias down, or people don't Twitch no more, or people decide to just, they're gone from life completely because of people like that. And I thought to myself, how can you sit there and be kind to me and use my words, but then totally shit on me because you have a personal problem? Yeah, I've done nothing to treat you wrong by or anything. What kind of person does that, you know? But I'm not one to judge. I'm just one to make a negative into a positive, and I'm not going to judge them as people, because everybody has to grow as people at some point. So my message to the actual bullies that do these type of things, I want you to do what you did to me or other people, or what you've said, and I want you to be placed in the shoes of others. And it's funny too, because that the one that did it to me had a lot of doubt behind him, had a lot of people say a lot of things behind his back, yet he did that to somebody else. And sometimes people do it because people do it to them, or maybe they have had bad experiences. But just place yourself in other people's shoes and think about maybe how you would have tried to make me feel, or what was going through my head at the time, and other people you've said things about. And I want y'all, if y'all watch this and y'all have done this to somebody, or y'all are doing this to somebody, just think about that. Or trying to hold something over somebody's head as a ammunition when you get caught doing something wrong. You would not feel good. There's a lot of things out there that people dig to find on other people, and you could be in a situation where somebody do that to you. That's like some bad relationship going bad, and somebody has inappropriate pictures of you and hold it over you every time you try to do something or express the wrong they did to you. That's not cool. That's not nice. And that's basically how my situation was, y'all. I didn't let it affect me. I let it fuel me, and I took control of it. Okay? It's not something that you need to be afraid of. It's in the gaming world. People are gonna do horrible things, and to that person, like I said, I want to say one more time, and I need y'all to say to that person, maybe if it's not directly right now, but you are gonna take control. I already took control. Never mess with somebody that's kind, because you don't know the other side to them. It may not be bad, you know, truly bad, but it's definitely something that you don't want to come out. Because that side of me, it will forgive you. It'll never forget, and it will step on that hand that you pull back out to try to falsely shake my hand again, y'all. I don't really, and like I said, I just feel so good to talk about it and bring out that type of message to y'all, because I've seen this happen too much. I've seen it in school. I was not somebody to stand up for somebody that did that, because I was younger and I wasn't really friends with him, but I didn't really know what to really do. You know what I'm saying? I was more shy as a kid, so I didn't, you know, so this is kind of a way for me to help people, you know, indirectly, whether it's directly or indirectly, because y'all support us all the time, and I have to send out these messages. It's just too important. This is too huge. I don't care how old you are. This happens in the work environment, this happens in gaming, this happens at school, college. It doesn't matter. Don't let that consume you and take you over, because you are definitely stronger than that. And I know I was in that situation. I'm a whole totally grown person from like 2 to 4 years ago, and I'm happy with the way that everything worked out. And for y'all too that did this and still continue to maybe even do it, you gonna lose everything if you don't change. And it's not just two, it's a little bit more maybe that I don't know about, but you gonna lose everything you have. It's only a matter of time, and you gonna have to watch by yourself as people that you messed with prosper in happiness and success. So I hope that you learn from your own mistakes like I have from mine, because you aren't perfect no matter who you think you are. And if you do continue to talk about us, I don't care. You need some type of energy to fuel yourself. I mean, you have it all, right? But we're the topic of discussion, because you don't have that control anymore, right? Like you thought you had. Not me. And y'all shouldn't let them have it either. So one last time, please, everybody. Confidence and positivity is something that y'all will work on. And y'all gotta promise that to me. And if it's something that y'all need to express in them comments, go ahead and express it in them comments. Because we all hear. I hear it. Let somebody hear it. Don't let it go unheard. So yeah. I thank y'all so much for everything. And I thank Subboy and all the rest of my friend group, or the people that have supported me, for even being there. And that's another. Now, why I shouted out David as well, and a couple of other people like the True Kasumi, Serpent. Like, those are people, when situations did happen and Sinister and Sirens, like, they didn't give a shit. They were still supportive, because nobody is perfect, y'all. So definitely don't do not boo-hoo about it. Do something about it. Don't boo-hoo about it. That's you being controlled. Do something about it. And me being like a gamer for years and going through phases and growth, decline, and all this other stuff, it's like when you get that regrowth, it is 10 times more rewarding and deserving, and you feel a lot better. Don't let people do the things they do to you. I've had so many people try to intimidate me when I've stood up to them, whether it was the Buddha situation or the situation I just discussed. Please don't try to intimidate me, because you don't scare me. I'm not afraid of you. So you do have to be careful though, and that's why I say do something about it, because people may go to the lengths to actually harm you. So do something about it. Don't boo-hoo about it. Do something about it. Alright, y'all, so that's my little rant story. I have to go to work and deal with people today. No, I'm playing. But thank y'all for support, and I really do hope that y'all hear this message, and I really do hope that y'all take my words and use them. And for the people that did do something, I'm not upset with you, but never come back if you were cool with me, or you don't ever try to be friends with me, because I can never be around you. Even if you do grow as a person, I'm proud of you, but you better keep the people that accept you around, because if you lose them and come to me, I will step on your hand figuratively, and you won't have anybody. Not me, Renita. Not me, Joan Trees. Not me, Shaquanda. Definitely not me, Brittany. And not my friends or supporters either. Peace out. So yeah, about the friend, guys, I forgot. Basically, I was just a little disappointed in the friend that I had, because I did a lot for them when nobody was there for them. Seriously, when no one was there for them, and before they got to where they were today, this person, they just, when they found out what was going on, were just in such disbelief, quote unquote, but was around them when they were saying the stuff about us, and would laugh with it. And I mean, I don't know how you could be in disbelief, but you were there and even know how they are. So I learned a lot of lessons throughout this whole thing, and it fueled me to do a lot. And I really do hope that you guys, once again, before I close this out, just everything that I had to say, you remember it. And like I said, I don't give a damn about who hears it, that it was involved and has something to say, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It literally is what it is. Things happen and you move on from them. And this video, like I said, I don't like bashing people, so that's why I don't say people's names. I don't want to be that one, but I try to turn something that was negative and make it into a positive message for you all, okay? And I feel like it wasn't something that was bothering me, but when I thought about it, I said, wow, like, this is actually crazy that this is what I legit went through. I never would have called it a form of bullying, because I didn't really take it that way. So it was just really crazy to me, and I just had to talk about that. And it does feel a lot better when you just kind of talk about it and realize, damn, this is what happened, and this is how I handled it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm gonna say to everybody, because you don't know who is going through what. So yeah, that was pretty big. It was pretty deep. But yes, never, like, even with stuff like this, I will say one last thing: never be afraid to even do stuff like this, y'all. Just you don't have to bash anybody. You can just speak the peace that you have and speak the experience that you have. you know, because people don't change regardless of the things that you do. And I know the people that did the shit to me and other people probably aren't gonna change. I mean, if they go and do the things that they did before, fine, go ahead and do the things you did before. But this video that I've made and this message I've sent is gonna be with everybody else to help them grow. And that's all it is. You know, I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody, because this is not what this is about. So thank y'all for watching. Once again, I'm gonna close it out one last time. And me as Subboy, thank you guys for the support once again. Starting off our 2020 with confidence and positivity. And I will see y'all in that next one. Peace out.